Do I have a court reporter online? Very good. Okay, thank you. All right, I'm going to read an opening statement, see if commissioners have an opening statement for you, and then I will begin to witnesses. Good evening. The Missouri Public Service Commission has set this time for a local public hearing in case number GR 2024-0369. The Missouri Public Service Commission regulates the rates charged by investor-owned utilities to ensure that those rates are just and reasonable. The Commission also regulates the quality and service and safety of the operations of those utilities. The Commission is made up of 4 commissioners, 2 of whom are with me in person. The commissioners are appointed by the governor to fixed terms and confirmed by the Senate. The commissioners employ a staff of engineers, accountants, attorneys, financial analysts, and other specialists in the field of utility regulation. I am Ron Pridgeon. I am a regulatory law judge for the Missouri Public Service Commission, and I will preside over this hearing. As I said, I have a couple of commissioners with me this evening. To my right, Commissioner Coleman. To my left, Commissioner Kolkmeyer. This is an official hearing of the Missouri Public Service Commission, and the statements and testimony of witnesses must be given under oath. And the purpose of this hearing is to hear from you. The company will not present witnesses and will not answer questions during this hearing. This is your chance to testify, and your remarks will be made a part of the official record of this case. I will call the name of each witness who has signed up to speak. When I do, please, when I ask, please spell your name so we can get that recorded correctly. I may just ask you a few preliminary questions, such as how to spell your name, if you're a customer of Ameren Gas, and then you can make your comments for the commission. Please stay at the microphone in case someone from the bench has questions for you. Simply ask that you be brief. And if a previous speaker has made points that you wanted to make, you may simply state that you agree with what somebody said earlier. Before we have opening statements from Commissioner Coleman, does anyone have any questions about tonight's procedure? All right, seeing none. Commissioner Coleman, any opening remarks?
Thank you, Judge. Well, good evening, everyone. We're very excited to see you here this evening. We thank you for your interest in this proceeding. As the judge noted, there are at this time 4 commissioners, 2 of us here in person, and the others listening online. We represent our chairwoman, Kayla Hahn, and there's also Commissioner John Mitchell. We appreciate the fact that you want to give us information because as commissioners, in order to make a reasonable decision, we need to get input, not just from the company, the interveners, the Office of Public Counsel, but also from the people that this affects the most. So I look forward to your testimony, and I thank you for taking the time to be here this evening. Thank you, Judge.
All right, Commissioner, thank you. We will begin with the first witness, and if I mispronounce your name or if I can't read your name and I need you to tell me, I do apologize. Excuse me, I think the first witness is Brent Steyer, if I'm reading that correctly. And if you'll come forward and raise your right hand to be sworn, please, sir. Do you swear the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, thank you. If you would, please state and spell your name for the record.
Brent Steyer, Brent Styer.
And are you a customer of Ameren Gas?
Yes.
All right, thank you. What is your testimony this evening? What testimony do you have this evening?
Well, I guess my main thing is that I'm just here to not go against their rates, but to quite understand why they're raising them so much. Me as a business owner, I understand instructor and having to improve your businesses to make it better. And what I heard tonight is that that's the reason why they are going to raise our prices. So all of the parts that I heard in my world is part of doing business. You don't go, I can't go to my customers and ask them to pay for my stuff to get done. It either has to be added in on my cost, and in my world, I have competition, and they just go down the street if I raise my prices. I have no other place to go with Ameren except for here. They have me. And again, like I said earlier, I feel like it's a little unfair. I feel like it's a monopoly. I understand price increase, though. So 15% I think is a little overrate. I think they are making good money myself. For me, when I make good money, I try to always put it back into my business to make it a better business. I would think that they would be doing the same thing. So that's my testimony. I'm saying no.
So I think we may have some questions for you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your comments. Maybe not the name of the business, but what type of business do you run?
We have an old-time general store in Old Town Wentzville. We also had advanced our business to bring more to Wentzville in the Old Town. We have 3 little shops outside, a food truck, and we also live in Old Town. So we're very much part of the community, and we do a lot of community things. We buy, sell local. Everything that we make here stays here. All we're trying to do is make a living. And then when we get these little chunks that come at us, we say that they're not part of Ameren, but they are part of Ameren. And so here we are on the electric side getting hit over here. Here we are on the gas side getting hit here. When do we say enough is enough? You know, when do we make things reasonable? You know, I think earlier was mentioned about, you know, a mortgage versus a utility bill. You know, those utility bills are getting to where our mortgages used to be. You know, I mean, it just, to me, it's just starting to get out of hand. Somebody's got to say no. Somebody's got to stand up and say, when is enough? That's all. You know, I work 60 hours a week to keep my business going. And there's too many business people that don't know what it takes to run a small business. They forgot the people that started that business, who they really were and how hard they had to work to get that business to go, how struggled they had to go through. That's what we go through. And now all of a sudden we got these little Pac-Men sitting here chewing every little nickel that we make, chewing from us. It's starting to get a little ridiculous. I just feel like it is.
Sure. Thank you for your comments. For the record, this was Commissioner Glenn Kochmeyer that asked the question. Oh, okay.
All right, thank you for your comments. Before I call the next witness, I think I neglected to ask for entries of appearance from council, and I apologize. Is there anyone who wishes to enter an appearance on behalf of Ameren Gas?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Appearing on behalf of Ameren Missouri Natural Gas, Jennifer Moore.
Ms. Moore, thank you. Any entry on behalf of the staff of the commission?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. This is Andrea Hansen, appearing on behalf of the staff of the PSC. And then spelling my name, it's ANDREAHANSEN. And then I think for the court reporter, they would need my address, which is 200 Madison Street, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65101.
Ms. Hanson, thank you. Any entry on behalf of the Office of the Public Counsel?
Yes, on behalf of the Public Counsel, my name is Anna Martin, spelled very excitingly, ANNAMARTIN, and I do believe that our address is on record.
Ms. Martin, thank you. Any entries on behalf of any interveners? Any other counsel? Hearing none, thank you. The next witness, I hope I'm reading this name correctly. Is it Guccione? If you'll come forward to be sworn, please, sir.
Said it perfectly.
Do you swear the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. If you would, please state and spell your name.
Nick Guccione, Nick, N-I-C-K, G-U-C-C-I-O-N-E is my last name. I'm here as a citizen. I'm wearing two hats tonight. I'm here as a speak on behalf of my citizens.
Whenever you're ready, sir.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I want to echo what Brent said here about small businesses. They struggle as it is. You don't have to pass on any cost to the consumers, which makes it harder for them to compete with the big box stores and bigger stores and everything. So small businesses are the cornerstone of our community here in Wentzville. Also, it hits our budget as a city about $380,000. We're estimating if the 15.77% is approved and the 22.8%, because that will hit our budget as well. And we can't, we don't raise taxes. We haven't raised taxes under my administration in 17 years. So we don't like to go back to taxpayers and say, hey, we got to pass this on to you as well. They've got a healthy reserve, and I do know that there's a need for improvement of infrastructure, just like we do. But we did try to work within our budget, try to find other funding mechanisms to take care of our city. So it's kind of hard when every couple of years, the utility companies come back to the citizens and want to take another piece of the pie. And our citizens, our senior citizens, I really feel for because, they're paying school taxes, as well as I am. I have kids go to school, and you're going to pay forever. So there's no relief in sight. There's other government entities who are raising taxes by the vote of the people. We have not as a city. So now they come up with another utility increase. It's just the seniors are going to be just priced out of their homes. Not only them, citizens. Most of the people I know are on budget billing because they can't afford their utility bill every month. So they go to budget billing to break it down in smaller chunks. And so they're really not going to see the smaller chunks if these increases are approved. And I do know, I just think that at this time is not a good time to get that big of an increase. If we could hold off for a couple of years, if there's a smaller increase that will suffice until a later date, so give people some time to breathe. I'm just asking for you to take into consideration all the factors of what people are going through in life today. It's tough enough as it is, and like I said, our seniors, not only our seniors, are working class too, are just being priced out of their homes. The price of homes, young couple can't even buy a home anymore because they're just the price of the homes, materials, and everything keeps going up, and everybody struggles. As I come through life, I bought my first house at $13,500. You can't do that anymore, and utilities were nothing. You didn't even think about them. But today, a utility bill, like I said, is a car payment or part of a big house payment anymore. Anyway, I just wanted to express that for my citizens and take into consideration all the factors and put yourself in their shoes as well. And like I said, that's a big ask, 22.8%. That's a huge increase. 14.77, that's a huge increase. And I know they do have a healthy reserve. I think the gentleman here put those numbers out. I had them written down as well, but they do have a healthy reserve, and I know they have to be upholding to their stockholders, I guess, or investors. But I think at this time, that's just too much. They're asking too much. So I would say, please say no at this time. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Any questions from the bench? Thank you, Mayor. All right, thank you so much for your testimony. And I may get this next name wrong, and I apologize. I think the first name might be Eric, and I'm not sure on the last name. If you'd like to come forward to be sworn, I apologize for not reading your name. All right, if you'll raise your right hand to be sworn, please. Do you swear the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, thank you. If you would, please state and spell your name for the record.
First name, Eric, E-R-I-C-K. Last name, Kehoe, K-E-H-O-E, 1060 Highland Estates Drive.
And are you an
Wentzville.
Ameren gas customer?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you. What is your testimony this evening?
Yeah, I think it's a large increase for the percentage. Something went wrong on your thoughts and ideas on this. What was the major expense that caused it to increase? Everything I hear about gas prices, drilling costs are going down on things. I disagree with it. 28% increase, man, it's a lot to ask for people. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
All right, thank you. Any bench questions? All right, thank you. I have one more name on the sign-up sheet, and that's Colin Green. And after Mr. Green testifies, if you'll come forward, sir, I'll see if anybody else would like to testify before we close. Mr. Green, if you'll come forward and raise your right hand to be sworn, please. Do you swear the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Would you please state and spell your name for the record?
Colin Green, Collin,
And are you an Ameren gas customer, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, what is your testimony this evening?
So I took a few notes here, so you'll have to apologize while I read from my phone. I'm a member of the Wentzville P&Z committee here, and to the point of many of these business owners in this room, one of the things that businesses are struggling to do is just make ends meet. We as a community cannot and should not risk putting these businesses under simply because they're struggling to pay things such as utility bills. As a state, we're also trying to attract new businesses. Being in the construction field myself, I know firsthand the considerations potential clients make when determining whether or not to build and bring their businesses to our communities. They put a lot of weight into the cost of doing said business. Ameren's rate increases will absolutely increase the cost of doing business, and this has the potential to negatively impact not only our local community, but the region and the state as a whole. I did on my end, I did a little bit of perspective on this. Based off the literature that was handed out and provided, a 16% increase on a $48 utility bill is equivalent to about 23.5%. If we take into consideration the average person typically earns anywhere from about a 2 to 5% raise each year. So in the 2 years since Ameren's last increase, they're seeking a range in the range of 24%, while the average person has only increased their income by anywhere from 4, let's say maybe 10% at most. Keep in mind that increase also has to cover everything else that's with inflation. It's easy to see that people that are already struggling are just going to be struggling that much more. Finally, Ameren's sales pitch on this increase is understood to help cover the cost of improvements. You're going to have to excuse me. I'm going to try to use a very simplified example here. But let's say that the wife and I want to remodel our kitchen, right? I don't go to my boss and ask him for a 24% raise. Instead, my wife and I find ways to save our money doing that project in fiscally responsible ways, not asking the people around us for more money. That's all I have. Thank you for your time and considerations. I hope you will reject Ameren's rate increase.
Mr. Green, thank you. Any commission questions? Right, Mr. Green, thank you. And that is the end of the sign-up sheet, but before we move to closing remarks, let me give one last chance. Does anyone else wish to testify this evening? Yes, sir, if you'll come forward to be sworn, please. If you'll raise your right hand to be sworn, please. Do you swear the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. If you would please state and spell your name for the record.
It's James Fisher, JamesFischer.
And are you an Ameren gas customer?
I am.
All right. What is your testimony?
Mine is just the way that it would start out saying that there were going to be a $16 rate increase for every four CCFs. And it's just, you know, if you take that into what my rate was in December, that's 3 times that rate. It's just seems like it's a manipulation. So it's 16 times 3 is what my increase would be for December. For November and January and February, it was 2 times that initial 16, so it'd be $32 more. I just think it's a lot. I also agree with what the other people had said, is that there's been a lot of increases. Back 2 years ago in '23, they had a huge rate increase. So I just think that, you know, that enough is enough, like everybody else said. That's all I got.
Right, Mr. Fisher, thank you. Any bench questions? All right, thank you. All right, thank you, sir. Does anyone else wish to testify before we see if the commission has any closing remarks? Yes, sir. Again, if you'll come forward, raise your right hand to be sworn, please. Do you swear the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. If you would, please state and spell your name for the court reporter.
Hazem Dugum. It is Hazem. Aldugum, Aldugum.
And are you an Ameren gas customer?
All over, yes.
All right, and what is your testimony?
Like I mentioned earlier, the size of our bills is like the size of our mortgage these days, and it's only going up. And we heard earlier that 2023 there was an increase, 2025 there's another. Well, expected in 2027 as well, I guess. So we need some checks and balances in this, and this is what the commissioner here for, and we need this because it is a monopoly. Nothing wrong with monopoly, but with no exit to it, it's a problem. And problem that we don't know where we're going with it. So the future is a little scary. And again, when your electric bill, gas bill, everything is as high as possible, you don't want to see any higher. It's a scary, dark tunnel where we're heading with these bills. And thank the Lord, you know, I have good income, but there's a lot of people that don't. And it's scary for them. And those people, they come and they negotiate with prices of our businesses. So we take a hit through the bill and we get a hit through the customer. So small business get hit twice. And that's your #1 priority for the community, the people that actually work, live, and invest into the community. And this is mostly is the small business people. So something to be said. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Any bench questions? All right, thank you. Thank you for your testimony. All right. Does anyone else wish to testify before the commission maybe has some closing remarks? Going once, going twice. Seeing no other volunteers. Any closing remarks, Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
Yes, thank you, Judge. Yes, it's on. On behalf of Chair Hahn and the other commissioners, I want to thank you for coming out this evening. It's a beautiful evening out. You all could be doing a whole lot of other things besides sitting here in a rate hearing. However, your comments are taken to heart. We haven't made any decision on this case because it's just started. And we're starting with you, the customers, the ratepayers. So this is step 1 in this whole process. So again, thank you for your comments, and we do take these to heart. Thank you, Judge.
All right, Commissioner, thank you. And that will conclude this evening's local public hearing in file number GR 2024-0369. Thank you very much. We're off the record.